Good afternoon. It's a great time to be here. This is our first hybrid mode admissions talk since COVID. We are thrilled to have you all here. My name is Eric Ip, full professor of law, the co-director of the HKU Center for Medical Ethics and Law on the law side, and leader of our LLM Medical Ethics and Law Specialization program. The co-director on the medicine side of our center is Professor Gilberto Leung, who is also the president of the Hong Kong Academy of Medicine. I've got my colleague, Professor Daisy Chong, Deputy Director of the Center, right here with me, and she will also deliver her part on the structure of the program. What I'm going to address are the following questions. What is this medical ethics and law master's degree about? What are the benefits of studying for this Master of Laws program? Why study medical ethics and law at HKU, but not elsewhere? Afterwards, Professor Chong will deal with questions like who should apply in the light of the admissions requirements, and how is this LLM to be completed? What sort of courses will you actually take? We will then open up the floor for a brief Q&A session for all participants, whether you are online or in person, to get the answers you need. Now let's get down to business. In the 21st century, we're making incredible advances in medical research and new technologies that are pushing the boundaries of healthcare like never before. And let me tell you, with these advancements come new moral and legal dilemmas, and a growing focus on the rights of patients. It's a whole new game compared to medical practice and healthcare delivery in the 20th century. Medical ethics and medical law are both important fields that deal with different aspects of healthcare and public health. Medical ethics is about moral principles and values that guide healthcare professionals and workers in making ethical decisions that are considered to be moral. It's about figuring out what's right and wrong and doing good and avoiding evil or harm with conscience. On the other hand, medical law is about the legal framework that governs medical practice and health public policy. We are talking about statutes, regulations, case law, meaning judgments by the senior courts in the common law world, as well as international treaties that define the rights and responsibilities of healthcare professionals, patients, and public health policymakers. It covers things like medical liability, human rights law, informed consent, the legal consequences of medical actions, medical negligence, and public health interventions, so on and so forth. Even though medical ethics and medical law are different fields, they intersect and influence each other. Ethical principles often, but not always, inform the law, and the law often, but not always, enforce ethical standards. Now, what's this HKU Medical Ethics and Law Master's degree about? Here's the thing. It's a top-notch program that explores the ethical and legal dilemmas of healthcare. It's an opportunity for students to dive deep into these critical areas and become an expert not just in the ethical standards, but also in the law governing healthcare and public health, even if you've never studied law before. The LLM itself is a recognized postgraduate law degree and is commonly considered to be a prestigious academic achievement across the world. LLM is an abbreviation of the Latin term legum magister, which literally means a master or teacher of laws, with the double L being the Latin way of indicating the plural form of the word laws. After all, we are not studying only one set of law, but multiple different sources of law, like case law, statutes, regulations, treaties that govern, that apply to the work of healthcare professionals and workers. But wait, there's more. What are the benefits of studying this LLM specialization in medical ethics and law? This LLM's medical ethics and law specialization is something truly special. You will learn how to tackle complex problems and come up with solutions that will make your head spin. Studying medical law and medical ethics together offers several advantages. As new technologies, medical advancements, and societal changes continue to shape the field of medicine and health, it is crucial to have a solid foundation in both legal and ethical principles. Our multidisciplinary approach allows for a deeper analysis and evaluation of the ethical considerations of complex issues such as those surrounding clinical practice, the beginning and end of life, the rights of patients, the proper scope and limits of public health interventions, and the like. Our approach encourages students to think creatively and develop innovative solutions that consider both legal compliance and ethical standards. What's more, it empowers students to contribute to the improvement of patient care, if not the improvement of healthcare systems. In short, the HKU LLM Medical Ethics and Law Specialization is an investment in your future, an investment in your knowledge and intellectual power, and more importantly, an investment in your personal moral development. It potentially opens doors to exciting opportunities in the legal and healthcare sectors. This is a photograph of our program's predecessor, the LMMEL. As you can see, the class size is neither too big nor too small. So you get the opportunity to actually know your teachers. And at the center is my predecessor as co-director of the Center for Medical Law and Ethics, Professor Calvin Ho, who is now at Monash University in Australia. So students study in a warm and cozy environment, and you get a prestigious LLM degree. Now you might wonder inside your head, I agree that all of the above is important. But why should I study these things at HKU rather than at other universities? After all, it seems that many universities across the world do offer similar programs and degrees. Let me tell you, first of all, HKU is the place to be. The university is itself a prestigious institution, and it's the only university in the region offering a master's degree that combines medical law and medical ethics into one integrated program. So this is not purely a master of bioethics or a master of health law, but a master of laws in both medical ethics and medical law. You learn from faculty members drawn from many different jurisdictions or parts of the world who are research active and will bring their real life experiences into the classroom. For instance, currently I teach a course called Public Health, Ethics and Law, and my co-teacher is an emergency physician from Israel who pursued postgraduate studies in many places, including the US and Singapore. So we bring together a vibrant community of teachers, of students from different backgrounds, including nurses, doctors, lawyers, and other professionals. And as you can see, we enable students to foster strong networks across the healthcare, legal policy, and other sectors, as well as their own intellectual growth. The HKU Center for Medical Ethics and Law is all about coming up with fresh ideas and solutions to tackle those big ethical, legal, and policy questions that come up in medicine and health. You can check out our website later to have a glance at our members who hail from many different backgrounds. Although not all of them teach on our program, they do contribute to the research power and intellectual life of our center. And they include medical anthropologists, medical philosophers, and of course, medical lawyers and physicians. Now, CMEL, as our center is commonly called, didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It was jointly founded back in 2012 by the Faculty of Medicine and the Faculty of Law at the University of Hong Kong. In other words, CMEL carries on the intellectual traditions of these two amazing schools, which go way back to 1887 and 1969, respectively. So in a nutshell, CMEL is the place where some of the best minds from law, medicine, and other fields are brought together to tackle tough questions in medicine and health. We're all about finding ideas and coming up with solutions, and we hope that our students can also do the same. Now let's talk about rankings. According to the QS University Rankings by Subject 2023, HKU Law School is ranked 25th in the world, not just in Asia, but in the whole world. And HKU Medicine is ranked 31st in the world. So what does this mean for you? It means that studying for an HKU LLM with core courses offered by CMEL experts is to gain an affordable, world-class education in law, ethics, and medicine right at your doorstep. No need to go overseas. No need to complete your entire program in isolation by distance learning without in-person meetings with your classmates and teachers. And no need to pay those considerably expensive tuition fees compared to our program. Now, Professor Chong will guide you through the rest of this remarkable LLM. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the program, who should apply and what the program will consist of. So sort of the more practical aspects. So essentially, you can apply for the program if you have either one of these things. If you have a law degree with at least second-class honors from Hong Kong U or in a comparable institution, another university. But I think most of you here will be from our non-law degree holders with a bachelor's degree in a discipline other than law. So what you need is this degree with at least, again, a second-class honors, but you'll also need to have 2 years of relevant experience as well as, professional qualifications. And I'll talk about the English language requirement in a second. So this slide just is sort of a repeat of what I just said, but what it looks like in our requirements in our regulations. And in terms of who needs an English language test, if you've done your qualification from a university that's outside of Hong Kong that also doesn't use the English language to teach or to examine, then you will have to do the English test as part of our university's English language requirement. And this will be either the IELTS or the TOEFL, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with. So in terms of how you complete the program, you can do it either as a 1-year full-time program, or you can do it as a 2-year part-time program. And you will either way be completing at least 72 credits. So that translates to 8 courses essentially, which are if there are 9 credits each. So this table here shows you sort of what you need to complete. The full-time and the part-time are essentially the same, except one is done over 2 years and one is done over 1 year. So here you can see the only difference between those who do have a law degree and those who don't have a law degree is that course number 8 there that says year 1, sem 1 foundational course. That is for people who don't have a law degree and need to do a course. The one that's upcoming this year should be legal system and methods. Essentially, you'll learn more about the Hong Kong legal system, about how to read cases, how to study the law. This is to give you a bit of background in the first semester when you're studying this program so that you have what it takes or what you need, the skills, the legal skills you'll need to study the program for the rest, to study the rest of the program. And for those of you who already have a law degree, you'll be doing an other elective. I'll explain what that is in a second. But apart from that course, everything will be the same. So in the first year, you'll be expected to complete 2 compulsory courses. I'll talk about those in a minute as well. 1 capstone course, which you can choose from several courses. You can choose 2 designated electives from a number of designated electives, and also other electives. You'll do at least 2. And then if you are a law degree holder, you'll do a 3rd as well. So as I said, the only difference here is that the full-time course, you'll be doing all of this in 1 year instead of 2. So in terms of the types of courses that you'll be doing, so Professor Ip mentioned some just now. So in the compulsory courses that you would be expected to do in the upcoming academic year, these are proposed to be offered in the next year. We have medical law and ethics. This focuses primarily on the doctor-patient relationship. Professor Ip mentioned informed consent. A lot of you might be concerned, for example, about the implications of the Montgomery case and what you need to tell patients, etc. So that's the course which will cover these basics, clinical law and ethics. And then we have another very important course, the beginning and end of life. So this essentially spans the issues both at the beginning of life and all the way through to the end of the life, So the beginning of life, we have issues such as abortion, the right of the fetus, surrogacy, artificial, other types of assisted reproduction, all very controversial in today's day and age. And then also at the other end of the spectrum, also very controversial, we have euthanasia. In Hong Kong, we're beginning to look at advanced directives. So the course will also cover those issues as well. So in terms of capstone courses, you can choose one out of the 3 here. These are expected to be offered in the upcoming year as well. So there's the course Mental Disability in the Law, which is taught by me. In this course, we cover such issues as mental capacity, how you decide whether someone can make decisions, compulsory treatment, detention, also conditional discharge, which has been very controversial in the news lately. So, what should the regime look like? Should it be reformed? And of course, from both the criminal and civil aspects. So we cover also criminal aspects of mental disability law as well. So, and then we have the course that Professor Ip mentioned, Public Health Ethics and Law, where you look at the law and ethics of communicable and non-communicable diseases, public health emergencies. We all know about the pandemic. That was a big one that we still, there's a lot of focus on, how can we be more prepared for the next public health emergency? And also, such issues as food and drug safety and tobacco and alcohol control, obesity control, etc. And with the dissertation, you would be given an opportunity to write a dissertation with a supervisor. And so that would be a course that you could take as well for the capstone. And then, as I mentioned before, we have the foundational course, which is the legal systems and methods course, which will give you that background in the law if you don't already have one. So when should you apply? The short answer is now is a good time. So the portal is open already, and we've pushed the deadline back another month. So it's now the deadline is at the end of March. But we do give offers on a rolling basis. So if you do feel that you want to apply, please do so as soon as possible, and you can get your offer earlier. So how do you apply? You can use the QR code here. You can go to our webpage at the CML webpage, the Center for Medical Ethics and Law. You can go to the Faculty of Law's LLM webpage to apply, and the tuition fee is here on the slide as well. And for those of you who are interested in these kinds of issues, you're interested in our events, interested in the publications that we write, and updates on the latest medical issues in medical law and ethics, please do subscribe to our newsletter. And also for email updates, you can have a look at our website, newsletters, and you can subscribe using these links here. That's a picture of what our newsletter normally looks like, what we cover in the newsletter. You can have, if you want to see what we cover, you can have a look at the QR code in the middle right there. So, yeah, that's it from me. So please do let us know if you have any questions about anything that Professor Ip or I said, or anything else that we didn't cover. We'll be here until 2, so please do let us know if you have questions. Thank you so much for coming today.